Today we will be talking about the rumors surrounding Marianas Web. It is allegedly among those hidden places on the internet that contains websites one can't find anywhere else. It's deeper than the dark web, where illicit trade and other questionable exchanges occur, and it's the supposed location of highly confidential secrets that only the most powerful governments in the world have access to, including files from the Vatican and information about the location of Atlantis. It's said to house an incredibly powerful AI that controls the entire internet. While one needs a special browser to access the dark web, theorists speculate only quantum computers can access Marianas Web. While it's unclear if these Marianas Web theories are founded, it's possible there is some truth to this digital enigma. Rumor number 1. Getting into Marianas Web requires solving an impossible equation using a quantum computer. Those who believe in Marianas Web say its impenetrability is due to two factors. The first is that those who attempt to access it must have computational knowledge of polymeric Fauci derivation, a complicated algorithm necessary to access the network. This algorithm is only mentioned in the context of Marianas Web and doesn't appear to be a real mathematical concept. Second, the only way to calculate the algorithm is through the use of a functioning quantum computer. When the idea of Marianas Web was first circulated, quantum computing was still in its infancy, and no quantum computers officially existed, but the lack of availability seems to be part of its allure. It's said that only the most powerful governments in the world have quantum computers, and therefore only they have access to Marianas Web. Rumor number 2. Marianas Web is run by a super powerful AI that has gained consciousness. One of the rumors about Marianas Web is that it's run by an enigmatic and powerful artificial intelligence system. It's said to be an AI that acts as the internet's all-seeing matron, controlling information and monitoring remote systems. Some have even gone so far as to say that Marianas Web is the AI itself, which is believed to be a compelling theory. Any being with that amount of knowledge has the potential to be incredibly dangerous. While artificial intelligence as a scientific discipline has existed since the 1950s, it has yet to reach that level of complexity, much less self-awareness. Rumor number 3. The dark web is likely to actually exist along with the horrors in it. The internet is actually comprised of a few types of web. The first is the surface web, in which most everyone is familiar. It's the web where pages are indexed and are, for the most part, publicly visible. Websites such as Facebook and Ranker all exist on the surface web. Then there's the deep web, which is a collection of websites that are not publicly viewable or indexed, and cannot be accessed via a search engine. One example of a deep web page would be your private bank account. Only you and perhaps a handful of people have access to it. Government agencies also store non-searchable private information on the deep web. Then there's the dark web, or a small portion of the deep web that's intentionally hidden. Its defining feature is that it's completely private, and its users are untraceable. If you were to log into it, your actions are for the most part completely hidden. Facebook has a presence on the dark web, and it has been used in regions where open thought and communication are forbidden. It's a place where journalists, social activists, and human rights advocates can communicate and share information freely without the interference of oppressive powers. The dark web is known for the Silk Road, where people trade criminal services and goods such as assassinations, extreme pornography, illicit drugs, and stolen weaponry. Marianas Web supposedly exists beneath the dark web. Rumor number 4. Marianas Web holds the world's darkest secrets. The internet is ostensibly the largest database of information known to humankind, so it makes sense that the impenetrable Marianas Web is home to its deepest and darkest secrets. Some believe Marianas Web contains a copy of the Vatican secret archives, which are records not intended for the public that the Vatican has compiled throughout its long history. It's also supposedly home to databases from government agencies around the world, and is said to contain the most powerful artificial intelligence system in existence, which may even control and monitor the internet itself. Rumor number 5. It was meant to be a distraction from the takedowns of black markets in the dark web. One theory about Marianas Web is that it was all fabricated on purpose. Urban legends often have highly obscure origins that no one can verify. However, some cybersecurity experts delved into the history behind the myth of Marianas Web, and they uncovered that it was created as a distraction. A former believer in Marianas Web discovered that the engineers of the disinformation campaign were outed hackers blackmailed by the FBI into spreading rumors about a supposed extra layer of the web. In essence, they were forced to create the myth of Marianas Web to distract people from the takedown of black markets on the Tor network. The Silk Road, for example, was infamous for trading highly criminal services and goods, such as black tar heroin and child pornography. Rumor number 6, quantum computers do exist, but only in a vacuum with near absolute zero temperature. Quantum computing is, at its core, a simple enough concept. It's the execution that's problematic. Non-quantum computers rely on binary code consisting of ones and zeros. Quantum computing, in its simplest terms possible, extends that definition to say that the object can be 1 and a 0 at the same time, which allows quantum computers to calculate algorithms exponentially faster than any currently existing technology. The existence of quantum computers was confirmed in 2015 in a partnership between NASA, Google, and the Universal Space Research Association. However, the only way to run a quantum computer is by placing it in an extreme environment. Its CPU can only run in a vacuum, whose pressure is 10 billion times lower than that of Earth's atmosphere. In addition, the vacuum must be at a temperature of 0.015 degrees above absolute zero. Rumor number 7. It's often known to be among the internet's greatest unsolved mysteries. The internet is filled with a number of unexplained and unsolved mysteries, and Marianas Web is high among their ranks. The first of the internet's greatest mysteries is one called Markovian parallax denigrate. Back in 1996, when the internet was still transitioning into the system users experience today, a series of highly cryptic, nonsensical messages flooded many discussions on Usenet with the subject line Markovian parallax denigrate. Many believed they were encoded messages with possible ties to the USSR. Their origins have never been discovered. Another one of the internet's greatest mysteries is Cicada 3301, a series of increasingly difficult and highly enigmatic cryptographic puzzles that were first seen in 2012. Cicadia's self-stated goal was the recruitment of highly intelligent individuals. The puzzle started simple, but became so complex that they required the collaboration of many people. Solving the puzzle only led to a website on the Tor network, which existed for only a short amount of time before it was deactivated. It's rumored that those who completed the puzzles were contacted, questioned about their beliefs regarding freedom of information, and then invited into a private forum for further discussion. Cicada 3301 occurred twice more in the next couple of years. Some say that Cicada 3301 was a test by the NSA to recruit only the brightest minds in cybersecurity and cryptography. Rumor number 8. Marianas Web is supposedly comprised of closed-shell systems. One of the most prominent theories about Marianas Web is the concept of closed-shell systems. Though almost all cybersecurity professionals deride dark fantasy networks as completely fictional, they see value in the ideas behind how it functions. The means by which Marianas Web supposedly operates would offer incredible privacy, security, and network control. The argument goes that such a network, which by design would be semi-public and accessible by invitation only, would be the most secure layer of the web. Because each member is vetted and because it's completely private, intrusions and attacks would be nearly impossible. Rumor number 9. Its existence began with an infographic. The idea of Marianas Web surfaced after an unverified infographic circulated. The infographic shows that the internet is comprised of 5 separate levels, each one requiring more complex mechanisms of security. It goes on to list known portions of the internet, such as the surface web and the deep web. At the bottom of the image sits level 5, or Marianas Web. The infographic is explicit that the only way to access Marianas Web is through the polymeric Fossil derivation, which is only calculable through quantum computing. Rumor number 10. It's named after Mariana Trench. The Mariana Trench is located in the east of the Philippines in the Pacific Ocean. It measures 1,500 miles long, 43 miles wide, and 7 miles deep. It's ostensibly the deepest and darkest area on the planet. Its mystery and unexplored depths are what led to the naming of Mariana's Web, one of the internet's most secretive and shadowy networks. It's said to be so secure that only powerful governments can gain access to it through the use of quantum computing. What do you think of Mariana's Web? Does it actually exist or not? Are there other rumors you've heard about? Let us know in the comments down below.